Okay, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Happy Monday. More Cataclysm, yay, Cataclysm. So, I'm Vormithrax, this is Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. We are continuing a challenge we fired up in the middle of Friday's stream. We finished up one and switched right into another. We're sticking with the Magiclysm Mod. I wasn't able to put nearly as much attention towards it as I did, or as I tried and hoped to do in the last challenge. So, this one, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be all magic all the time, damn it. I'm trying to put Magiclysm through its paces, give some feedback to the mod authors, and give them my thoughts, opinions, and try to break the damn thing. So that's what we're gonna do. We are going to be crazy magic wielders. So we're going with the Pyromaniac Kelvinist profession this time around, with the Pyromaniac trait, and yeah, we're just gonna roll with it. So this particular character, I took almost all the positive magic stuffs. So we have greater mana efficiency, lesser mana regen, and lesser mana sensitivity. On the negative side, we took Poor Healer, Pyromaniac, and Savant. So we are a magic user, hopefully extraordinaire. You can see we have Spellcraft of 5, by far my highest skill. So the Savant skill is going to kick in. It's going to make that one go up normally and everything else go up really slow. So that's why we're going to really try to focus on doing as much magic as we possibly can, figure out the best ways to use it, abuse it, and so on. Either solar money. Yeah, it's been around for a little bit. I just been waiting for it to advance far enough to be fleshed out to get some attention. So that's what we're doing. Corgent. An afternoon, I'm sure we'll probably peek in sometime this evening to see what's up and see what's going on. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I might be able to answer them. But yeah, so last challenge, I had too many conflicting issues with broken game mechanics and some of the difficulty options I had picked that put too much of a focus on dealing with them. So this time out, I don't have a particular end goal for this challenge. I'm going to leave it fairly open-ended so I have the freedom to kind of really push and explore the magic stuff. So that's what we're going to try to do. We'll come up with some kind of a we win point or we've lost point as we go along. But that's kind of the plan. So we're a little ways in. We're on day 2. Yeah, day 2, 10:28 p.m. of day 2. We're doing pretty good. One problem we do have is that the minimap keeps disappearing because of current issues. We'll get it back in the morning when I step back up onto the top of our apartment tower, but that's where we're at. We're in an apartment tower on the top floor. We do have a stair up to the roof. We'll just pop up to the roof. We've got some binoculars, I believe. I can't remember now. Does this guy have the binocs or not? Yeah, we do have binoculars, so we should get a really good view around us again. We keep losing the map due to some bugs currently. Now, one thing I do want to mention, I have updated yet again. We're playing pretty fast, footloose with our build numbers. Might be getting crashes, might not, I don't know, but I am on 9171. That's the most recent as of a short while ago. So, hopefully they've cleaned up a few things. I noticed there were some Magiclysm items in some of the recent notes. I had hoped they had fixed the map thing, so maybe that's gone. I wasn't paying real close attention. Like, I don't know, fix reveal map coordinates? Is that what was causing the map to disappear? I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, so we might have to revert back down to some other version. We'll see how it goes. I haven't started testing it since I updated it just a short bit ago. But that's where we're at. So I have updated the challenge information for the commands so you can see what's going on as usual. And yeah, so we started in the city, and it was pretty rough when we very first started. We ran through a good portion of the city, just trying to get away from the zombie crowds and find a place where we could hole up. Finally did come across an apartment tower, ran straight for the roof, and then slowly cleared our way down through it. And we've set up shop in a corner on the top floor. This is our base. This is going to be my wizard tower for a while at least. We do have some encroaching fungal in the area, so we'll see what we can do. No, I'm not on a balcony. The balcony's right out here. There is a balcony. There's the door out to the balcony, but I am not out in the open right now. This is the kitchen area that we've got set up here. I've got a table for a workbench to craft on. a brazier for the fire source, our wood source, steel jerry can, and then my big pile of crap. So that's kind of where we're at. Here's the character's gear. We did get lucky with the Kevlar vest. I think we got that out of a SWAT truck. So we've got a couple of just thrown on things. I did find a nice fitted pair of my beloved rollerblades. And as you can see, stuff's gotten torn up a little bit. But as per my normal starting setup, I generally just roll around in found gear for the first few days until I get an opportunity to start crafting or finding some better stuff. But we're actually in pretty good shape. I mean, we've got a duster, a leather jacket, we've got the Kevlar vest. I don't do a lot of fighting when I'm doing my initial rolling around, so we've got most of the basic medicine that we need. We've got the firefighter mask for the gas. We're not really set up with weaponry short of... What the hell was I using? Have I even been fighting? I don't even think I've really been fighting. We've got an M4 for emergencies. And I think I've just been using the crowbar on occasion. But yeah, I really don't do much fighting in the first couple of days. So it's all about avoidance. It's Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead as a zombie avoidance game in the early stage. And you build your way up to turning it into a zombie killing game. Here's the character sheet again for everything else. So you can see we have almost nothing. Day one was mostly us running all over the city, trying to find a safe-ish spot to hole up. And then we spent, let's see, we slept, and then I flipped my day-night cycle. I remember we slept until about 8 o'clock, and then we've already went out and did a run around town. Covered a pretty good distance. We went quite a ways. The new 1-second turns with rollerblades means you can cover a ridiculous amount of ground in a very short amount of time. I mean, we probably went about half the distance around the city just in the direction we went out once already, and it only took us 2.5 hours of our nighttime night raiding time frame. So that's kind of the plan. I was going to do that again, but now without my map, I can't see what buildings I want to go to, so it kind of screwed me there. So we may just do some reading or something, and then... yeah, I'll check my gear and my setup and all that. But we may have to just do some reading until morning and then hop up on the roof, get the map back, and then the next night we'll go back out and do some more running around. We did come back with enough food that we no longer have a problem there. But you can see we have almost no other skills, really. So we have to really push to get skills up when we've got this Savant trait. And I want to make sure I keep the spell crafting ahead of the other skills so that we retain Savant on the spell crafting. I really don't want that to fall down below something and be a slower skill up than the others. So that's the plan. Intelligence 13, everything else pretty low to mid range, and we're okay here. I don't care about the 58 torso encumbrance. That's mostly due to the rucksack right here and all of this other chest gear we've got worn on. So there we go. We have Pyromancy for Heretics. That's our spell book. If we go activate that... that's our spell list. Point Flare, we've got to level 3, Fireball to level 2, and Burning Hands to level 2. And we're going to see if we can break this stuff. Oh, looky. Yay, a change. I'm happy now. I haven't seen Corrigant yet, but I kept complaining or griping about not knowing what my max mana was, so this makes me very happy. Now we have mana and max mana. I hated not knowing what my total pool was. And that, a lot of it, to be fair, came from the fact that I was running in the last challenge Genetic Downward Spiral with Genetic Chaos. So I was constantly mutating, and I could never figure out what my max mana was because it was always shifting on me. So, there you go. We have that now. There's the spellcasting list. Looks like he hasn't done anything about my other question or suggestion, which was giving me a button I could press to give me a condensed version, which is what the original of this screen looked like, with just a list of the spells and kind of a grid matrix of their stats and costs and so on. It'd be nice if we could do both. So we do have a key we can press to turn on or turn off the distractions indicators. So we'll do ignore for now. But otherwise, yeah, we've got 3 good spells going. Either Evac, welcome. Been lurking in your Discord channel for a little while now. You got a lot of stuff going on over there in your Discord channel. I can't keep track of my own, much less of keeping track of everything in yours. But I lurk. I keep an eye on it. Alright, let me catch up with chat here and we'll get things rolling. Oh, and I forgot to say, hey there, MGO Blue. Thanks very much for the resub. Appreciate that. Howdy a ton. And Solar, of course. Enzo's back again. Mikhail. Oh yeah, we got lots of multi-floor buildings. Hey there, Turkaz. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Appreciate that. Just about rolled through here. Yeah, roofs are what's going on over time. Getting roofs on all the various buildings. Either Butchikowski. Yes, I did eventually see the max mana indicator. You've been watching MASH list while you've been sick? Yeah. Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, AVAC's awesome. Go check his stuff out too. I'm paying attention. I'm watching your Planetfall. AOW3 Planetfall videos, trying to keep track of that game. Looking pretty awesome. Looking forward to getting into that one eventually too. You survived 2 days with your help. No, not with my help. I am just a humble purveyor of information. It's all you, man. I remember the old days. I miss the good old days when I didn't know everything about the game and everything was new, and I measured my success by first how many hours I stayed alive, then how many days, then, well, it got kind of crazy after that, but... Alright. How does Fireball work in CDDA? Is it like the D&D explosion? It works... Well, first off, thing to know is you can't set anything on fire. But when you cast it, you get this grid, and you can move the grid point to whatever is in range. So you can see up here the range. Currently, at spell level 2, I've got an 8 range, and basically the fireball just goes off and hits everything within that grid for the same amount of damage. So it's not that it does more at the center point. Everything within the grid takes an equal amount of damage. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So current base damage is 26 minus whatever their various resistances might be for fire or environmental and that kind of stuff. So firefighters seem to take less damage, of course, than other things from fire damage. But yeah, so spell radius of 3 in every direction. I'm not sure if that's going to change. So we'll see as we level it up. It's a lot about the particular spells that I don't know yet. So... don't worry, you'll get plenty of chance to see it. My only issue is, look at the mana, 350 mana. I mean, I've got all of the mana upgrades that are currently available that I'm aware of, and I've got 3,800 mana. I'm going to be able to cast this thing, what is that, 6 times? No, 10 times would be 3,500, so that's 10 times, and then one more? Yeah, I think it's 11 times total. And then I'm flat out of mana, which basically means I can't really do much until I sleep again. So, trying to figure out the balance of efficiency for can I cast these things. I get the feeling currently I'm not really going to get the bang for the buck that I want until I level this spell up a few more times. I need more damage over that area, because 26 points... that's not even going to drop the smallest zombie. I'm going to have to cast this 3-4 times to even drop easy zombies. And that'll just burn through huge amounts of my mana. So, we'll see. That's part of what we're trying to test for Korg and such, to kind of get a balance and a feel for the magic use and so on. I did get an answer, by the way. My question I had at the end of last episode in regards to the... in regards to encumbrance and magic use. Encumbrance currently has no effect on magic use. So, I can encumber myself up as far as I want and cast spells all over the place with no effect whatsoever. Seems a little off balance to me. I think something needs to be done there. Exactly what, I don't know. Korg is considering a few options. So, if you have ideas or thoughts on the subject, feel free to drop them into Discord and let them know. But as of now, encumbrance has absolutely no connection to ability to cast magic. So there you go. Okay. Hey there, Soldadia. Welcome back. Yeah, I agree. I think at some point, fire effects will have other consequences, but for the moment, early days, so we've got a while to go before we do anything with that. Hey there, Levian Fiend. Well, for once, tune in early. Yeah, I'm pretty consistent. I'm thinking of moving my start times up a little bit. We'll see. I got some things I'm going to be doing to kind of change the channel around. I'll be looking for some feedback, but I'll try to announce that kind of stuff and do a channel update and all that kind of good stuff. So, all right, let's get going. Let's actually play. I've been yakking along long enough. So, that's all the gear and everything we were talking about. I'm really kind of upset that my map is gone. It's really going to screw this particular this run. Hey there, mystical stranger. As I was looking forward to doing another couple of runs out in the dark. We've got plenty of mana, and well, we've got half of our mana, but without my map, doing night raiding is fairly difficult, fairly useless. So yeah. Yeah, I figured the Europeans would, in particular, be a little happier with some earlier. And it actually meshes up with folks that watch my stuff or listen to my stuff while they're at work during the primary work hours here in the U.S. So I'm considering it. If you have any thoughts about it, let me know. I also don't want to screw the people that watch me later in the evening, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. It's a little hard for me to say for sure. Yeah, so I think for now, since I do have an adequate food supply, we were able to go out and get quite a good amount of just base food. I'm not worried about that any longer. Then I think we'll go ahead and just read. Turquez, welcome. I'm watching at work right now. Yeah, I'm always curious how many people can watch versus how many listen. I'm getting a lot of comments about people listening to me while they're at work. They're not able to actually watch. Stream 16 hours at a time, problem solved. I've been doing 8 hours without breaks recently. I could do 16, but I'd need a little bit more incentive than just the well wishes and general goodwill if I was going to attempt something like that. There would have to be some dollars involved for me to try to attempt 16-hour streams. All right. So, food's not a problem. Here's our list of books. Now, I realize we do have Savant skill going on, so this might be a little slower than I would like, but I could also focus on working with our Pyromancy book and just leveling up some more of the skills. I want to level up Fireball to make it better bang for the buck, but it takes so long. I haven't used Burning Hands all that much yet. The tricky thing about these spells, if you watch the casting time right here, that's right about 1 round, depending on what my speed rating is. That is 2 rounds, and that is 3 turns. 3 rounds, essentially. So, yeah, Point Flare, the one I've been casting the most, is hard to do, actually, because it's only got a range of 5, but it takes 3 turns to actually cast, so it's hard to keep things at a distance, basically. By the time I finish casting it, the things I'm targeting have already moved up almost right next to me. So that one's, I'm having a bit of a love-hate relationship with it. I mean, it's doing okay, and the damage is ramping up for the mana cost, but I'd really like to get that range up another point or 2, just to keep things from getting right up in my face when I'm trying to cast it. So we'll see what we can do. Let's keep working on some real basic stuff, though. Let's get some of our early crafting stuff at least caught up to a certain point. Not worried about computers for now. Let's do... I think I'm going to do mechanics first. Let's get at least mechanics 1 behind us. That way we can get some fairly early stuff done with the vehicles, grabbing seatbelts and such for raw materials. Yeah, look how long this has taken. Oof, 0 to 1. Ouch. I don't think those time frames are accurate for the Savant skill. If somebody knows for sure, let me know, but it doesn't feel like these numbers, 6 minutes, are accurate to the Savant change. Maybe? I'm also trying to remember... Anybody know 100% does Savant affect reading time as well as crafting or fighting for XP? they're kind of separated processes, and my understanding or thought is that Savant actually affects any skill gain. I could be wrong, though. If you know 100% whether or not Savant affects both reading processes and regular learning processes, let me know. But I think it does both, and I don't think it's being accounted for in the time frames that I'm seeing here. So it's hard for me to say 100% just on gut feel, because I'm also adapting to the 1 second time frames still. So I haven't played enough yet with the 1 second time frames to get a good feel for how long certain things should be taking, especially with the rough fix they did to the reading time stuff. So, all right. Well, we got one level of mechanics done. That's all we can do for that book. Let's next get some, let's get a couple levels of fab. That's my only fab book. Oh, crap. That's my only fab book. That's fine. I have no problem with the basic idea behind it and the reasonings behind it. I just wish they would have caught a few of the dozens of systems that are obviously broken due to it. It just seems a little nonsensical to me that a change that big of the basic game mechanics went in and everything was messed up. I mean, every single thing that had any kind of timer function seemed to be broken after that. I mean, I know they're working on stuff like that, but how does a change that big go in and have every damn thing not working properly? That threw me a bit. Usually changes that go in have issues here and there, but they're more edge case stuff, not reading is broken and food is broken and everything is broken. So, I don't know. I have no care beyond that. I think, in large part, a lot of the changes that I see occurring recently seem to be to stretch the game out, meaning you were able to min-max characters way too easily previously. I fully acknowledge that. You could go, with knowledge and experience in the game, you could go from 0 to cyber mutant god in hours of gameplay if you knew how to do it. So, I definitely agree things needed to change in that regard, but it just feels like the nerf hammer is slamming down on every single aspect of the game to stretch out the gameplay. Not expanding the gameplay, although that is happening as well, don't get me wrong. Lots of cool new things are being added to the game, and I'm all for that. But the base gameplay itself just seems to be being stretched out. Mutation stuff is a hell of a lot slower than it used to be. CBM stuff is a hell of a lot slower than it used to be. Even weapons and so on are undergoing changes, especially ranged and bows and all that kind of stuff, which when they're all finished will be great, but it just feels like they're stretching the early to mid-game content instead of expanding the end-game content, where I think the most work needs to be done to give some kind of additional gameplay. Older experienced players aren't really getting more gameplay lately. It's all new early game stuff, so... But I'm okay with the 1 second time frame stuff. I definitely understand why it was made. Corgent's here. Alright, anybody has questions, issues, problems with the Magiclysm, ping Corgent. He will answer all of your questions. Hey Corg. So yeah, I did see this. Yay, thank you. I'm much happier now. But I'm not seeing my my one button, hey, here's my spell matrix. You can have a few days to fix that too, or not do it, whatever. I'm okay either way. Where I could, back to the original way you had it listed, where I had one screen that showed me all the spells and at least their mana costs and casting times and things. This way, if I want to look up something, I have to, for now, 3 spells, no big deal. But if I've got like 12 spells, 15 spells here, I'm going to have to every single time come to this screen, arrow down to where I want to see the information, and then pick it out of this section here instead of having one matrix that shows me all of it. Kind of like you have the ignore distractions. If there was like a button that I could press that would switch this view over to that original type that you had with all just columns of information, it'd be cool. Whether you think it's useful or not, feel free to make your own distinction. But especially I think as the spell list builds up and you're not familiar with all of them, there are times that I would want to be able to use either or, not just have one view style. But I don't know how difficult it is to incorporate something like that, so... Alright, I still haven't done anything but read some books. Where are we? We are peckish, we are overweight. Yay! Always a good sign to be overweight in the Cataclysm, right? That means you're doing good. I'm not going to worry about that. Have I actually set aside a bunch of clean water? I don't remember. I have no clean water set aside. I've got the 60-liter drums. Alright, let's get that done. Let's do a couple of big batches of clean water. All we're doing right now really is doing some basic reading and crafting until dawn. Then we're going to go up on top of the roof and get our damn map back that the game keeps removing for us. Into the container, into 6-liter tank. Do it again. And one more. Oh, really? I ran out of water? I ran out of water. Alright, that's fine. We'll have some of our clean water hot. I've got 18 more doses in there. That's no problem. Alright, so we're slaked, we're peckish, we got some clean water set. Time is it? 4:30, and I've got 10 planks left. And we're gonna have to spend some time going to get some planks as well. It'll be a while before... Oh, that's right, I can't deconstruct in the dark again. That continuously freaks me out. So not used to that change. Alright, come here, crowbar. Where'd you go, crowbar? Where'd my crowbar go? Do things the old-fashioned way. That was weird. I couldn't see that I had already crushed it. So it was showing me the table, even though I had successfully destroyed it, just because of the night vision weirdness. Alright. Let's do, let's see, wooden panel. There they are, planks. I'm used to having 2x4s at nearly the bottom of the list, so that'll help a little bit further. 440, let's do some more reading. Let's next do... Not overly concerned about first aid right now. Work on fab. Let's get fab to 3. Alright, sun should be coming up. There it is. Let's go pop upstairs, get our map back. That bugs me the most, not having our map. Okay. Yay! And we've got binoculars. I think we picked the binoculars up while we were out and about. So this will be the first time we've looked off the top of the roof with binoculars. So if you're not aware... They've now got a mechanic in place where if you go up on high buildings, you get an expanded view of your area. And if you do so with a telescope or binoculars, you get a ridiculously expanded view. So, let's go look at the ground floor now. There we go. Oh, yeah. Mucho gusto. Alright, so where... Yeah, there is no fungal to the south here, so that fungus that we saw somewhere over here supposedly has come from all the way up here, where that fungal bloom is. So we knew about the refugee center. We got a little bit of a peek at the fairly good-sized town to the north. All the way out to the railroad. So we've got the entire Chicopee Township fully mapped in now, looks like. Looking at the stuff on the outskirts. Nothing too exciting anywhere out there. I do like ranches. Isolated ranches are awesome, especially early game. Ranch with a small town nearby is a pretty good starting position. Ooh, it's even got its own apartment tower. We go to the top of that one, we can then get filled in this whole area of the map over here. So that would be kind of cool. Currently, my plan is to try to stay here in the city for a while, use this as our wizard tower. We'll turn this apartment tower into our wizard tower, and we'll go from there. So we started way the hell up here. I think it was right here we started. We didn't get a chance to look into that bookstore. I saw that and decided we had better get out of the area before the reality bubble interacted with the existing fungal that was going to be spread around. So we kind of worked our way around, over through all of these houses, down again, across, down, across. And I don't remember exactly what path I took. I think I came down this way, and then we finally found the apartment tower and just ran straight to the roof. Then we cleared the top floor, and that's kind of where we've been from then on. We cleared every other floor, so the only floor that we have not completely cleared is the ground floor of this apartment tower. But then we slept a night, and after we flipped our day-night cycle, and we went and did an early nighttime raid, and we went down through, let's see, these houses, then down here. We went out on the road here, and we went up to the Last Man on Earth shelter, and then we came all the way back again. I think I took a slightly different route back home, but we did all that in 2 hours. So we went from here all the way down, searching houses as we went, to here, and then all the way back again in a 2-hour period. So I'm still trying to get used to that. The amount of space you can cover, especially on rollerblades, is really, really large, given that you've got basically 6 times as long comparatively now. So yeah, so this is already checked. There was nothing exciting there. I think that's actually where we got the binoculars. The one and only thing we got out of there that was of any use was the binocs, if I remember right. So this is our first use of the binoculars, is coming to the top of the apartment tower. So we're going to sleep the day away again, and we're going to do another night raid. This time, now that I've got the whole city unveiled, what I'm happy to see is that none of the bookstores are right on top of the nameplate. That always sucks when the places you really want to go are right on the nameplate. We've got here a bookstore. We've got here a bookstore. We've got here a bookstore. We've got a another bookstore. I think this is a library. And then the one up north. So that's what, like 4 bookstores and a library? So I'm debating, do I want to try to do a circuit? Do I go down and around, hit the bookstore, 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 library, bookstore, and back again? I'm a little hesitant to go up near that fungal, but it's still early, so it won't have spread too much. But that'll get me a good look at all of the local bookstores, and let me know if we've got some other magic opportunities. There's not too many other buildings. There's no recycling centers to look for. No schools within the mapped area. Nope, no schools within the mapped area. Just the edge of a FEMA camp to the east there. Yeah. I don't see too many other sources of books. So, yeah. We may do that. I'd like to do it earlier, rather than later. So that's the tentative plan. But here's the roof. So it's pretty cool. We were able to get a brazier up here on the roof as well. I kind of suspected there might be something up here. So we grabbed the brazier and we're using that in our kitchen. We took apart the standing tank for the 60-liter tanks. I set this up, but it's not going to have anything in it because I've got Z-levels turned off. Because I can't stand Z-levels because they're broke and they're stupid. Not really. I understand the reason behind Z-level computations and all that, but it needs work. It drives me absolutely insane when I have Z-levels on, when I'm in a large multi-story location, especially laboratories or apartment towers, because it just slows, it literally grinds the game down. I mean, physical working of the game down to such a ridiculous extent, I can't put up with it. So if we move away from the tower or laboratory area, I'll turn them back on. But until then, we're not going to be catching much water unless I stand up here while it rains for water to get caught in that. I'd rather deal with my water issues elseways. Oh, did I go? I went up or down one floor too many. Alright. So there we go. This is our sleeping spot right here on the couch, by the way. And we still got a couple of pieces of furniture we can tear up. 6:30. We are tired. We're not dead tired. I don't want to sleep until about 10 a.m. So we're going to do some more reading, I think. How long till you go out, Mr. Fire? Oops. Alright, fine. Show me that way. It's going to go out soon without extra fuel. Well, fine. Be that way. Alright, keep reading that one. Why did that feel like it went a lot faster? That was kind of weird. Alright, fire's out. I can just read up here in the light now. What else? I don't have tailoring books that are going to help me any further at the moment. We're going to fix that when we run out to all these bookstores. Let's do... First aid kind of sucks. I could open my... Yeah, let's do that. Let's activate my first aid kit. We'll get the little booklet. We'll do that. Alright, where are you at, first aid booklet? There we go. Alright, 10:30 a.m. Good time to go to sleep. I'll have to check my gear to see if we're ready for that as well. We've made it to tailoring 2, so I can craft duffel bags. I need 3 to craft backpacks. So far, it hasn't been an issue. Yeah, let's just go to sleep. Oh yeah. They haven't fixed that yet either. Light-amp goggles. My broken light-amp goggles. I have light-amp goggles of infinite power, apparently. I don't want to turn them off, because I don't know if that'll affect things. Eh, let's do it. It's not really fair that they're infinite anyway. Okay, off sleep we go. I'll check chat again. You guys are being chatty. Depends. Some of the things I deconstruct, some of the things I smash. Depends on my mood, how much time I think it's going to take. There's a few different factors. If it's very, very common stuff, usually I just smash it. Wood, things like that I've got just infinite variety of in the local area, I could care less. I'm not going to spend 25 minutes deconstructing a table when I can take 6 seconds. Well, I can take 1 second to smash it with a crowbar. Yeah, it's going to be slightly less efficient material-wise, but it's massively more efficient time-wise. So it all comes down to what do you value more. So there's also differences depending on what you're working with. If you deconstruct a locker, you actually get different raw materials back than if you smash a locker. So depending on which raw materials are concerning me, I may deconstruct, I may smash. That weirds me out a bit that you get different lists of materials. They're not hugely different, but yeah, you get different materials depending on which process you use. But 25 minutes versus 6 seconds. You do the calculations and decide which one's more important to you. A lot of times, like I said, for all this wood stuff, I've got infinite wood stuff. I mean, I've got an entire apartment tower. It'll take me all of 10 seconds to move to any of these other rooms or up and down a floor to grab the wood that I might need. So I'm not going to spend 25 minutes deconstructing a table. Just to save a tiny amount of raw materials. So, it's variable, like everything. Everybody has their own preferences and processes. I'm not going to try to answer people's questions about why their game's crashing. There's a lot of crashes going on right now. And it gets really, really muddy given the number of mods that everybody's using. So I tend to play really, really light on the mod list. But every time I see somebody mention they have a crash, and people ask what mods they're running, they paste like this 30-line list of mods and go, what? I mean, you may not be having a problem with mods, don't get me wrong. It's just that, man, people playing with massive lists of mods and playing on the experimental branch, you get what you deserve. That's all I gotta say. I should try to find a wand. They appear in gun stores. Alright, I guess that gives me a reason to go to a gun store. Only time I usually go to gun stores anymore is when I find the gunsmith gun store, so I can get the gunsmith repair kit or the different metalworking materials back in the back room. A lot of the other gun stores, I just bypass them. I've just never, recently at least, found a real use for them. But that's just me. I'm different. You fix the studying doesn't fuel fires thing. Cool. I am playing the most recent updated version, so hopefully everything you're telling me, Co.Ag, is actually in as of 91.71. so it's not on a PR that hasn't been merged yet. Why aren't you using the stuff already in the apartment, like the stove and the bed, etc.? The stove was not located where I wanted it. I wanted my setup to be closer to the windows so I could take advantage of the natural light without moving stuff around. The stove was like right up here. So it has no effective use beyond the brazier. So I'd rather have the portable brazier I can move around and do stuff with than the fixed position stove. And I'm using the little couch here for a bed. I'm not running any weird traits that cause me to have problems sleeping. All I need is a couch. I've got a pillow and a blanket there. I have absolutely no problems falling asleep and getting the requisite amount of sleep and healing that I need. So I could come down to this single bed space, but why take the extra 8 or so steps when I don't need to? I can keep everything in a nice little compact area right here and work just fine. Yeah, I've already disassembled a bunch of stuff for that kind of material. So, till I find a use for it, I don't need more crap that I'm not going to use. You regulars know me by now. They know I look for certain materials, and I could care less about the rest of them. So, I mean, I'm already sitting on bimetal thermostats and condenser coils and so on. There's a short list of certain materials that I go after, because I know I'm going to need them through my progression of various crafting items as raw materials. So I pick them up when I find them, or I make sure I have a few. But the really, really common stuff, I just don't bother. I just know automatically exactly where to go to get it. So I have no use for making massive stockpiles of generic items. I get a lot of questions about that. How come you didn't get that from this? How come you didn't go grab those from these? And it's I just know everything in the game and where to get it, unless it's a brand new item. So I don't have a need to stockpile it here. It doesn't need to be in my stockpile when I know I can, within 30 seconds, go grab as much of it as I need from a particular location. Yeah, CBM does reduce max power. Bionic power reduces max mana pool. Yes, correct. RP? No RP here. You want RP, go watch Rycon. Me no RP, not much. I'm more of a mechanics and tactics kind of guy. I know my strengths. I am not an RP kind of character. Generally no funny voices from me, except for when I get grumpy or excitable. But, yeah. RP. Get your RP out of my tactics game. Jeez. You can go have a conference with those farmers. Alright, I'm famished, I'm thirsty. It is, oh yeah, it's nighttime. It's time I just woke up. So you guys got me all distracted with all your chitter chatter. Let's have some more water. I wish it would remember my my filter. But no, I have to reset my filter each time. Okay, let's have some coconuts, some fruit leather, some pine nuts. That should be good. Oops. What do I need to take with me? So, here's my gear. Knife. As always, I'm on the hunt for the hacksaw and the wrench. Always the issues whenever I'm looking for tools. I've got my light amp goggles. We've got the rollerblades and the backup sneakers in case I need to switch. Basic medical gear, and that's pretty much it. The Pyro mask. We're at 10 out of 30. Given how many bookstores I'm about to hit, that might not be enough. Yeah, that might not be enough. And 54 out of 99 pounds. These books can be pretty bulky and pretty heavy. We might, if I'm both lucky and or cursed, we might find more books than I can carry in one trip. So we'll see how it goes. Cosplay when? Never. I've got my pirate suit. Do I need to put on my pirate suit and start ranting and screaming at the screen? Pirate suited drama queen. None of that for me, thanks. I think by now most of the folks know the style of stream they're going to get from Vormithrax. I'm going to stay in my little niche. I'm fine with that. I think we're good. Let's see if my goggles are still infinite. Goggles of infinite light. Where'd you go, goggles? Also known as the chroma key destroyer. Inventory. Yep. Goggles are still infinite, apparently. Don't think I need anything else. So, we're full strength. Let's smack down a calcium tab and a multivitamin. Stave off scurvy. Although I haven't had scurvy problems since I gave up meat. Ever since I became a vegetarian, I haven't had any scurvy issues. Hey there, T-Ras. Can you disassemble items with the goggles? I've never been able to do things like that with night vision or anything like that in the past, so I don't believe so. Yeah, too dark to construct, so... The goggles don't give you the ability to bypass the light restrictions for crafting. So, no. Let's see, that was what? Inept Schlumpinium? Hey there, Inept Schlumpinium! Thank you very much for the sub, appreciate that. We're going to inch our way closer to that goal. Problem is I have to reset that goal notifier every single day because it doesn't keep track of subs that have expired. It only keeps track of new subs, which is kind of irritating. So if anybody's wondering why that number keeps changing, that's why. Alright. Oh no, the goggles are awesome. What do you mean they do nothing? Look at this night vision range. It's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous night vision range. I love Arc. Rykon's awesome. We have very, very different styles. Rykon and I are very complementary in regards to Cataclysm. Yeah, we cover the same type of game. He covers other games too, of course, but very different play styles. So I enjoy watching Rykon stuff too. All right, we are out. So here's the map. Where are we gonna go? How are we gonna do this? So, you say gun stores, huh? One right there, just due west of me, but right underneath the nameplate. Hey, look at that, 3 gun stores, all underneath the nameplate. Good choice, Korg, good choice. All the wands are in the #1, most densely populated spot in the city for zombie presence. For anybody that doesn't know, I will repeat. The Wanderspawn system, when it triggers a horde to move, the rules are 50% chance it moves towards the nameplate of the city, and 50% chance it moves randomly, which could also be towards the nameplate of the city. So, that's why you generally, early game, want to avoid going anywhere near the nameplate of the city. It just gets worse over time as the hordes have more and more time to move. The middle of the city, where the nameplate is, just gets denser and denser population of zombies crowding in there. So... that's why I always mention or try to avoid the center of the city area if I can do it. But yeah, 1, 2, 3 gun stores, the only ones I can see, dead center right on the top of the nameplate. Well done, game, well done. Our chances of getting a wand have gone down substantially. I don't see... the other thing I would like to go to is a doctor's office. I don't have a single doctor's office anywhere in this city. That kind of sucks, because doctor's offices are one of the places I go to try to get a hacksaw. Pharmacies I hate. I find pharmacies just total junk, useless. Not even worth going into most often. I can't do anything with the banks yet. Pawn shop. Pawn shop I do want to hit. Alright, I think we're going to go... we'll go straight west. Oh yeah, I wanted to peek into that home improvement store too. I'm going to go look in the home improvement, see if the entrance is on this side. I can't figure out from the map where the entrance is. We got a row of things here, we have a row of things here. I don't know if the entrance is here or if the entrance is here. So we'll check that out and then we'll run down this way and we'll pop into the pawn shop, see if we get lucky with a medieval melee weapon or something. Bike shops can have a couple of tools, but again, that puts me right on top of the nameplate. I just don't really see much else, so let's get moving. Safe mode on. Safe mode off. Yeah, there's some rocks and rebar if I need to make any rocks and rebar. Plenty of them. 164 rocks and 22 rebar. So, that's enough for any of my kiln slash... Whoa, alright, they finished completely deconstructing that vehicle. So, I think all the vehicles locally here have been completely deconstructed. Looks like I got a fair good amount of leather laying around up here now, too. Sledgehammer. Oh, this was a fire truck. Shovel, fire axe. There's an item for me. It's right next to that crowd. But yeah, that was the rear compartment storage of a long fire truck that had those 3 items in it, all in the same space. I look for that kind of setup. Plus we got sledgehammer in the same spot. So yeah, it had sledgehammer, fire extinguisher, shovel, and fire axe. That's kind of funny. Plus, ridiculous amount of stuff. So, just right out on the street here, we've got all the raw materials we need for most types of crafting. Even 23 leather patches laying around on the concrete. Let's see. I want to grab that stuff and drop it at the front entrance. Alright, let's do this. Hey zombies, come over here. Follow the sound of my voice. No, they're not doing that either. There they go. Alright, are they out of the range of that space now? Yes, they are. Oh, what do we got? Apparently I missed it. Alright, where are you? Yeah, it's right below me. Oh, I see. There we go. Alright, sledgehammer, fire axe, and shovel. I don't think I'm going to bother scooping up all the rest of that stuff for now. I am going to go ahead and run this back, though. Hey, 2 steel frames I can use. Being very generous. We'll leave that alone for now, too, though. Yeah, we'll drop it right here. Let's see, definitely don't need to take that. To take the fire axe, good weapon, really, really good early game weapon. Won't need the shovel. Nothing else is new. Puts me at 11 out of 30 and 59 out of 99. Yeah, let's keep the fire axe. Let's go ahead and... Oh, that's right. I stopped holding weapons because I can't have weapons in my hand while I do the magic stuff. So I've got to remember not to. Love the limousine right outside our apartment complex. Pretty cool. This is the first playthrough I've seen the new limousines. It's got a recharging station. It's got a mini fridge. It's nifty. Hopefully it doesn't get shredded like all these other poor vehicles. I'll try to keep the area right outside here fairly clear. But as you can see, I got raw materials all over the damn place, just right outside. So, all right. So we're trying to find out if there's a way into this building. It looks like we've got a window back here. All right. Guess we do. What am I looking at? Sack with cement. This is the... Yeah, I don't care about that. Still nothing I care about. I very much care about a wrench. Don't need a screwdriver. I don't really need bolt cutters. I wish they had not given me multiple bolt cutters. Screwdriver set would have made me a little happier. We'll also grab the solder and the copper, though. Those are 2 items I'll need later. 800 solder? When did that become 800? Used to be 200 if I remember right. Did this change? Whoops. Did this change also? No. Still 200 copper wire. Alright. That didn't take up a tremendous amount, but we're close enough. Got a piano over there? Not gonna... I think the rest is just household furniture, if I remember right. I don't think I'm going to go through the rest of that place right now. Let's do the same thing. Let's drop some stuff back here. This time, I think I'll just leave it up here. Hungry and I didn't bring anything. Alright, we'll have to find something to nibble on. Alright, let's go straight down the road. Ooh, laundromat. Laundromat nearby is useful, plus pawn shop. Campsite. Safe mode on. Hey there, Phonetic 507. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. More zombies. More vehicle shredding. Alright, where are we at? Next block over is the main one. Let's pop into a house and take a look. Maybe I'll find something I can nibble on. Well, we'll take duct tape anytime. Nothing in the bathroom. They broke the door to the bedroom, but I think chances are low there's anything I care about in there. Cucaracha house. Good for early chitin and some meat. Whoa, what the hell? What's up with this all being in one single space? Take the metal tongs, there's 2 of them. Bottle opener, can opener, carving fork, corkscrew, garlic press, ladle, potato masher, rolling pin, spatula, vegetable peeler, and whisk. Welcome, Floody1. I don't know if any of this stuff, this is all new to me. I don't know if any of this is functional yet. I'm going to leave it here. Interesting. Kind of like the changes to the laboratory equipment stuff. So much cosmetic stuff that's now starting to be used. Cop car with a shocker. I haven't tried a pickaxe recently, so don't know if that's, if anything, it's likely a timing issue. Yeah, I got my my mana up because I took all of the mana traits. There's the character sheet for anybody curious. So greater mana efficiency is just a bulk plus 2,000, and then sensitivity also increases it with mana regen, just increasing your regain speed. So we are a spellcasting fool with the Savant trait. So spellcraft is our #1 trait. Alright, so pawn shop down left. Laundromat, I don't think I'm going to worry about quite yet. I know it's there. It's where I can get, well, maybe I'll stop in and check the presence or absence of a map. It's got maps and books in the front. Uh-oh, is that the hearse? That's the mortuary. Is it a perfect hearse? Nope, it's not perfect. I'm not going to worry about it for now. Let's go check the laundromat. There's the book counter. Chocolate-covered pretzels in a crime novel. No maps, no books. And back here, usually there's a big old pile of, oops. Back here, big old pile of bleach. I got no bleach either? Wow. Empty vending machines even? Alright. I got a very unfriendly, yeah, very unfriendly laundromat. I didn't get any of the good stuff. Alright, so I want to go, actually, catty corner that way, but I'm on rollerblades. I don't like going out on the grass and rollerblades. This will work, though. Yeah, shut up.
Not going in there.